And understand how when you breathe in, every cell of your body receives oxygen. How amazing is that? When you don't breathe deeply enough, different parts of your body feel that. And allow yourself to notice as you breathe in for this oxygen to reach the tip of your toes and the top of your head. You naturally become aware and begin to breathe deeply. You feel the rise and fall of your chest. This in itself is an indication of the nature of life. The pulsating nature of life. And how intricately connected the soul is with the elements. When I think about peace, the energy of peace reaches every soul, every cell of the body. Be aware of this. Conscious and real. Let it not just be a theory. But allow peace to penetrate every cell of your body. Notice how calm, how still, and almost invisible your body becomes. It's as if it melts away into this energy. And all that is left is the awareness. It's a radiating, conscious, it's living awareness that I am. Like a flickering flame of the candle. Or the still flame of the candle. Warm. Consistent. I am like this flame, giving light much further than the flame of that candle. The energy of I is living. Flame is vast. And as the flame burns, the wax melts. In the same way, the deeper and more profound my awareness of the light of the self, the soul, the wax of this body melts away. And the flame remains. I become aware of my relationship with this body, the wax, if you like, and how intertwined I am with this body. I am the one who provides the energy to this body, life to this body. And whatever it is that I am being, whatever state I influence the body. And the body responds to me. When I recognize that I am the driving force, I can direct my senses. They listen to me. They respond to me. And when I forget, they draw me away. I keep bringing myself back to the awareness of myself. As this light, but also a light that is a tiny point, like a sparkling diamond, in many facets. And it is from this place that I'm also able to relate to a higher source, knowing that I'm the offspring of that one, in perfect image of that one, vastness of peace, unconditional love, profound joy within the self. I'd like us to explore today is this whole aspect of our relationship with matter. Matter that's out there, matter that's so close to us, the elements, but nature too. And in a sense, the world as we know it. Everything that we see outside of ourselves is only a reflection of what's inside. Collectively as well as individually. You know, I heard this and it was not too long ago actually. I was in Manda at one of our retreats like this. There was a woman from Japan, I think. She'd been working for peace for a long time. And I was quite struck by it, and she said, if you see a problem outside of you and you try to solve it, you cannot solve it. You have to recognize that you're part of the problem. Only then you can solve the problem. And we may not see ourselves part of the problem in the moment, but even this time round. But when we see our world in the condition that it is, all of us have contributed towards it. And in a sense, there is this philosophy, this notion, and this understanding that everything that is new one day becomes old. Nothing lasts forever. And when it becomes old, it becomes dysfunctional. This chair, if it becomes old, I can't sit on it. It may look like a chair, but the legs might be wobbly and it might fall off. Or it might just break. And so it affects me. So when we think about our world, how do we see it? What condition do you think it's in? Do you think it's brand spanking new? What does it feel like? It feels like it's kind of falling apart, right? Like if this chair would get old, it would fall apart. And when something falls apart, what do you do with it? No, we understand this world, if you like, as a play. It's a play between three things. Soul, God, and matter. And all three always exist. They never not exist. They always exist. They change their shape and form, but they always exist. And so, when matter also becomes old, it needs to be made new again. Who can make it new? How can it be made new? It always exists. It doesn't disappear. You can't throw it away. Where would you throw it? This is it. Right? And so, thinking about renewing, rejuvenating, how can we? And this is also to do with the way in which we renew our own selves. The soul, when the soul was new, inverted commas, when we first came, everything was new. Soul, the body, even within one lifespan, they say that when a child is young, when a baby is young, or when it's a baby, then it's very innocent and very pure. And when something is pure, it holds on to nothing. Everything is just fluid. Everything just moves naturally and automatically. And there is consistent freshness and newness. What happened to our world now? What happened to us as we became old? And it's nothing to do with old of a particular body, but when the soul becomes old and tired, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. And we hold on to everything we become possessive about. Situations that are unpleasant, we hold on. Even unconsciously, we hold on. And then we allow those to accumulate inside, and they work in such a way that we don't even understand that we're influenced. They say that 95% of the times human psyche works in the past. We carry the influences of our past and we work from that place. To see something for what it is today and now is way off. And so you're constantly reliving the past and reenacting, in a sense, the past. So how do we allow this consciousness to change, this heaviness that now exists of matter? Matter, the elements carry the suffering of mankind. And those of us who may feel we're not part of something, we're actually also affected by the heaviness that exists. And so, is it possible to just try and clear it bit by bit? No. How long will you spend? How many years will we spend? What do we have to do? If this room, you know this analogy, if this room is dark, what will you do? Will you wait for the light to come? Or will you just come and switch the light on? The moment you switch the light on, there is light. And it's the same within our own consciousness. But in terms of allowing this shift to take place, the only way we can allow the shift to take place is allow ourselves to rise above it. But rise above it, not from running away, not pretending it doesn't need changing, but actually rising above it with a place or in the place of power. And the place of power comes from the spiritual awareness of the self, the spiritual nature of every single human being, and collectively and individually our connection with the pure, unconditional energy of the divine. We don't have to make peace with it in any other way, except that I am part of the creation of it, except that I need to be part of the journey of transformation, and I need to rise above it in such a way that I'm able to build the power of what we call purity. The power of the purity of the soul, the power of the purity of our divine connection with each other, and the power of the purity of the connection with the divine. Herself, himself, itself, whatever it is that works for you. Because that's the one connection that's eternally present. Even when I forget that connection, the divine is always waiting, ready for me to open my eyes and turn my face towards. And so, what will that mean? That will mean chaos. That will mean turbulence here. But when we go above and gather power and strength inside ourselves, we come back to this place of power. And then we become part of the journey and the process of purification. It's the only word to really use. Matter, what's happened to the matter is because we became selfish. Human beings started to abuse the elements for their own gratification. whether it's earth, air, water, fire, we started to become boundaried and selfish. This is mine, this is yours, don't come here, don't come there. Nature never said that. Nature didn't create boundaries and limitations so that we can possess them. Nature is abundant. Imagine what our life would be like if nature wasn't abundant in the way that it is. Food, water, air, fire. We need all of it. The elements didn't confine themselves to one state. The notion that I love is this idea of the benevolent nature of the divine. And all of this, everything that exists on our planet, is from the benevolent nature of the divine. The seed of this human world, the tree, is the divine. Just the seed. And when the seed is benevolent, everything in that tree is benevolent. Even if it doesn't look like it. But I have to tap into that benevolence. And when I tap into that benevolence, because it's already there, benevolence is present in the elements, it's present in each one of us. Even when something looks like it's not so good, when you think of it, the outcome that will come as a result of it, of a new beginning, a new opportunity. But when you bring that consciousness to it, and so when something becomes old, it has to go. It has to transition into something new. And that newness can only be brought about by revolution, if you like, or rejuvenation of human consciousness, of which we are all part. And it's not a question of looking at what other people are doing. When they do it, I will do it. No, when I do it, other people will do it. You know, in India we have this notion, some of you might know about it, about the five. They say that the Mahabharata war took place. And the whole world was destroyed within that Mahabharata war. And the notion being that there were the 5 Pandavas, the 5 brothers, and 100 Kauravas. And the 100 Kauravas and the Pandavas had the guidance of God, if they wanted it. So when God came to both of them and said, okay, what do you want? Here are the armies of the world, the weapons of the world. There is that on one side, and on the other side is me, God. What do you choose? The 100 Kauravas thought they were really smart. They thought, no question, no brainer. Armies of the world, weapons of the world, everything is what we want. What can you one do? So we'll take the armies and the weapons. And the Pandavas said, we just want God. God guided the 5 Pandavas at every step of the way. The Gita is this guidance of God. It has a lot of other mixture in it, but it's about this guidance. What should be your vision? What should be your consciousness? What should be your attitude? What should be your words? Needless to say that the war was won by the 5 Pandavas. It's only a metaphor. It's a mythological story, but the significance is this, that in the population of the world today, only 5% of the population truly need to go on this profound spiritual journey. The ultimate truth needs to be lived for the other 95% to be transformed. Do I want to be part of the 95% or do I want to be part of the 5%? If it's 8 billion, what is the population? 8 billion, 8.5 billion now? What does it become? What would be the 5% of that? 400 million. That's all. That's all that's needed. And we are seeing this evolution of deeper recognition of spirituality. So, the more we become aware of this, the more we are able to be equipped with this war that's happening. The war is already happening. It's happening here. It's happening here. But when this war stops and there is alignment here, there is purification here. Then there is purification. And it will take different forms. Whatever forms it takes, am I ready for it? I can only be ready for it when I've learned to rise above it and bring power to it. Bring purity to it. And myself and the divine. Both of us are playing the role of purification together. Cleaning off the world together. It will take different forms and we're already seeing it. Floods, earthquakes, fires. This is matter and elements defying our own abuse of them. The only way to bring calm and peace. When human beings have created nuclear weapons and bombs, what's going to happen? Do you think they're going to sit there? So we have to be prepared. But the only preparation is in here, in the connection. And so, how long do you meditate? The question always gets asked. How long? How do you do it? Of course you need the practice of sitting down and meditating. But it's that question yesterday, I think someone asked about how, as you begin to live, you bring the energy of truth, you bring the energy of purity into the world. And that does its work. You don't need, how much conviction and faith and recognition does it require from each one of us to recognize the power of spirituality? You do something, you have no idea of the effect of it. We're so used to results, outcomes, and, statistics of what we do. When you work spiritually, you have none of that. You only have to work knowing the truth of it and the power of it, and keep doing. And know that the army is building. Spiritual army of that 5% is building. And you know the 100th monkey syndrome, right? 100th person does it, the world will be a different place. All of that